Hi, Lucy. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hello. Hi, Grace. Oh, hi, Carl. Right, let's get this started. I'm good. How are you, Lucy? Hi, Aoife. Hi, Stevie. Hey!
Hello, my friend.
Hey!
Oh, look at you. You're so beautiful.
As are you. Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. Look at everyone. Oh, this is
I
so
love
nice.
it.
There's nearly 50 people already. Oh my God, this is amazing. There's so many people joining us.
Come on.
I love this. Imelda. Ooh.
Definitely. Oh, the legends are the legends.
Oh,
My
my.
my lovely, beautiful contingent. They're all here supporting. Come on.
Yay, this is amazing. Oh my goodness. So, everybody, welcome to the first ever Motivational Mondays here on The Life Coach Girl. I'm very excited. Um, so, yeah, for those of you who don't know, myself, Jen, and Shaka were all in a show called American Idiot together last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time together on stage, backstage, in the dressing room, sometimes even living together in digs where we were touring the UK. So we got to know each other very, very, very well and got a really tight friendship going on. So that's lovely.
I loved our
I
dressing room.
Pardon?
I loved our dressing room. I loved it.
I know. I mean, it was crazy. We were crazy, but it was very, 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 very sweet. So yeah, we realized that we can't actually do a three-way Instagram live. So dinosaur over here just doesn't understand how it all works. Just figured it out. So what
Love.
we're doing is we'll chat with Jen for a little while, and then Shaka's going to jump in later, and we'll chat to Shaka too. So yeah, shall we jump in?
Yeah, mate. Let's crack on.
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
try and start my light out. It's really dark.
What's the
Better.
weather like there in the north?
It's it's windy AF, if I'm honest, mate.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
it's
nice.
but it's very sunny here though.
Where are
Sunny.
you? Do you Dorset?
Yeah, yeah, we're on the south coast, so it's
Girl, come on.
I know, I know. I've just had a thing because I have a timer on my Instagram to stop me from
Yeah.
spending all day on social media, and I've just had one to say I've got 5 minutes left, so I hope it doesn't turn it off. We'll
Would it
see.
automatically turn it off?
It gives me a timeout, so I'll see how it goes. I might have to. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's just get started anyway, okay? Big up Dorset, yeah. Whoop
Come on,
whoop.
Dorset.
So, right, Jen, first
Yeah.
question. How have you stayed positive during this lockdown situation?
So I have done all of the exercise. And I don't know if anyone who's watching, I post about it on my social media every day, right? But I try and get up in the morning, and the first thing I do is exercise. Like that's just, I'll go down, I'll get a little coffee, and then I'll do, even if it's like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
like it's doing some kind of exercise has been so beneficial
Yeah.
to my mental health and my positivity. Because I think even if I have like rest days, I've got this app. Why do I sound like an old lady? I've got this app. But I've got a Nike Training Club app, and it sets up like this plan for you, and I love it, and it's amazing. But it says there are days where it's like recovery day, and I'm like, I can't have a recovery day. If I have a recovery day, my mental health just plummets.
Wow.
It's weird. Yeah. And then I've been doing yoga at night time. Namaste.
Beautiful. Do you know what? It's funny you should say that because I listened to a podcast, and one of the big things that they talked about was doing exercise or doing whatever you need motivation to do first thing in the morning. Because if you do
Yeah.
it in the morning before anything else, then you don't have time to talk yourself out of it. And I think that's
Exactly.
a game changer for me. Whatever it is that I need motivation to do, whether it's cleaning the flat or whether it's going for that run, I'll do it
Yeah,
first thing. And then when it's done, and you can just be like, bang, that's out the way. Now I can do my day.
exactly. You can't procrastinate.
Yeah,
If you literally just get up and go, do it, then that's it, and it's done. And even if it's something you're not looking forward to, in half an hour, it's done. You've done
yeah,
it. And then you've got
exactly.
the rest of the day is yours. So I come back from, I've been for a walk today, so I try and go for a walk every day.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of the day, you can do whatever you want to do because you've done those things that you've set yourself out to do. And the more you do it, the more you love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've
you
actually
know,
started to enjoy running for the first time in my whole life. So that's been a good thing
really,
for me.
you're better than me. I still can't run. I try really hard, and I can run on a treadmill, but outside it feels like my lungs are bleeding.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You
Does
get
it
past that.
hurt?
You get
You?
past that, but it does feel like they're going to explode at some point. But
I've not
yeah.
pushed myself past that yet.
So, what challenges have you faced in the last year, and how have you overcome whatever that challenge is?
All right. So this last year has pretty much it's been a nice year really, aside from obviously all this corona stuff.
Yeah.
But like look at my hair. I was gonna wash it today. I look awful, sorry.
Lockdown, you're allowed.
But
I haven't washed mine in days either. That's why I've got this in.
you're so beautiful. But who were
Sorry,
there.
pause.
Are you all right? Is it done?
Yeah,
But
it's
like
fine. It's fine. I ignored the timer and we're back. Sorry about that. So carry on.
that stress is gone.
Yeah.
We can breathe. It's good. We're all together. So, I think on American Idiot, I struggled a lot because there were a lot of things. Because if those of you who don't know, on American Idiot that we did together, I was a swing and I was also the resident director. And I think I struggled kind of trying to find that balance.
Yeah.
And it was super stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, it was a really demanding show. People were off all the time. People were like injured or ill or, these things happen. But it was literally like, it was constant. And there are people that struggle with like I don't know how like power dynamics or there are certain people that I've worked with, not just on American Idiot but in different jobs that struggle kind of answering to people or taking notes or taking criticism. But I think it's a huge part of our job and I try and do it, but certain people don't, and I found that really difficult, and I was upset a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I think I got through that by having you girls as like a support network, and by not being afraid to ask for help or to ask for somebody to kind of pick me up when I'm having a crappy day, and allowing myself the crappy days.
But huge. I think laughter is the biggest thing as well. Like obviously we all found parts of that too are difficult because it is, I mean, it's an incredible show, but it's so strenuous that some days we were just so exhausted, and and it's difficult, on the road, on tour, living out of a suitcase and stuff. It can all be quite testing, but I think the biggest thing that helped us through it as well was just all laughing in that room, just joking and messing around. Like, laughter is literally the best medicine. I know it's really cheesy, but it made the biggest difference to me, just to laugh through it and see the funny side of everything.
Those days, there was one particular day that I will forever remember, and I think we were in Birmingham. You know which day I'm talking about? With the tens across the like that. And there are days where you feel so rubbish, and then I think back to things like that, and I'm like, oh my god, we did have the best time. Like, we really did. But so I'm very, very thankful for you girls. And, you know, it's lovely to be able to do a job and come away with wonderful friends like you and like Shaka, like Benson. Like, it's just great.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, it's partly why we do it, isn't it? So
Yeah.
on that note, what would you say are the 3 biggest steps that you've taken to get to where you are today?
In terms of like what I've had to do, like things that I would say that have helped me get to where I am. Do you know what I mean?
So things that have kind of helped you become, so obviously I think most people watching this know that you're currently, well, you were in 6 before the lockdown happened. And that's an incredible show, an incredible achievement. And real success. So what I'm getting at, I suppose, is like, what are the 3 steps that you took to become successful that other people can take on board, and not just like to do with performing arts, but in general, what are the 3?
Just in general.
Yeah.
So I've definitely know 2, definitely.
Okay.
So the first one is always listen to everything around you. Like, you're never, and this is for any aspect of life, that you're never too big or too old or too perfect or to learn. Like, you can never stop learning.
Absolutely.
Ever. And, you know, I find that on jobs, and I was talking about this with my mum actually yesterday. You know, you can get to a job and it can be any job, and there can be someone who'd never worked before and this is their first job, and you can still learn something from that person. They may approach things in a way that makes you think and that makes you better yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's how you go from one job to another job, or you are successful in different aspects of your life, like relationships or like friendships. You know, everybody has something to teach you.
Yeah.
And I think you can always learn from that. And I would also say, never take yourself too seriously, ever. That is so important. Again, in every aspect of your life. Like, of course, there are things that are serious. Of course, you know, there are awful things that happen and things that you really need to like adult about. But ultimately, you have to have fun. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, you have to laugh. Otherwise, what's the point? You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think that listening one's such a good one as well. Like, and I feel like the most kind of content when I'm learning. I feel like, you know, if I've achieved a new skill or even just read a book and it's something that I can take away from it, I feel like a little sense of achievement in what I've just.
And you're expanding, you know, you're expanding yourself as a person. You're expanding, it can expand you emotionally, it can expand your knowledge, it can expand you professionally. You know, we're born like the tiniest little sponge, and you just absorb things, and you want to be a massive sponge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You want to be like the biggest sea sponge, you know?
I love it. So, biggest thing to take away from Jen: be a sponge.
Be a sponge, because then you'll be fulfilled and happy.
Oh, Laura! Oh my God, Laura knows exactly what we were talking about earlier with that.
Don't stop. Hello.
Oh, Betty bless. Hello. All right. So, what are you most grateful for?
I am most grateful for my family and friends, for sure, because human connection is so important. It's important for every aspect of life. Like, you know, and I think that's why a lot of people are struggling at the minute, because we don't have that human connection. And there are people that are like, no, I'm a loner, like I don't really like being around people. Yeah. And then you get to a thing like this. Like, I've always been like, no, I don't like people really touching me. Like, I don't really like it when people hug me. And now I'm just like, oh my God, all I want is a hug. That's all I want. So, you know, and I'm so grateful to have a network of friends and family that are always there and always supportive. And I think that is, to me, the best thing in the world. You can have the best job or you can have the most money, but if you've got no one to share it with, then
Exactly. It's not worth anything.
exactly.
Totally agree. I think, and I kind of hope from like all of this that we take away a bit more appreciation for those people that we have in our life. I think that this might be, the thing that makes everybody just appreciate everybody a little bit more and be a bit kinder. And I mean, I shout out to my friends. I just got a bunch of flowers in the post from my girlfriend. It's like, that's just made my day. And maybe if we were all so busy with our lives, that might not be happening, that those kind of little things. So I think that I'm hoping that from all of this, we take away a bit more appreciation and gratitude for those people and enjoy that time with them.
And take the time, because we now value how much, like, we value people so much more. So maybe it's a case of, not working those overtime hours just to get some money. Like, instead, go and call your friend, because it's important.
I totally agree. It's been a real game changer, I think.
For sure.
On the note of friends and family, who, or not, say is your biggest inspiration and why?
They're literally my only family in the world. I mean, my mum and my best mate. Like, so my mum, Janet, shout out to Janet. She's downstairs. She might be watching. I don't know. Hello, hello, Mum. She is like she's a boss. I love her. And she's, she pretty much raised me on her own, and whilst working full time and whilst never letting me want for anything.
Yeah.
What an absolute boss. Like, how cool is she?
You appreciate more that as you get older, don't you? Like, how much that must have taken.
Yeah, because, she never let me, never let me see. Hello, darling. She never let me see, like, if she was struggling. She never let me see that, she might have had to go without herself just to make sure that I didn't go without. Like, she's just awesome. And I don't tell her enough. So I'm telling you now, Mum, so I don't have to tell you later. But so she's amazing. And there's a lot of love on these comments now for Janet. Come on, Janet. And my best mate, Soph, she is phenomenal. Like, she gave up so much, and she to come and look after her granny who had dementia, and and then she decided, I want to retrain, and now she's she trained as a mental health nurse, and now she's like leading a hospital through a pandemic, and she's been given this new job. And I'm just like, all of them, all the time, they're my Janet and Soph are like the best people in the world. And it's they do everything with such humor and such love and such joy, and that makes me step back and think about myself and gives me the inspiration to try and be as good as them, like, as people.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. How have you found happiness outside of the career? I think a lot of people watching maybe performers, or maybe aspiring performers, or maybe are just currently kind of stuck for work or furloughed or whatever it is because of this whole pandemic. So how have you found happiness outside of your career, so that career isn't the be all and end all to your mental health?
Yeah, it is. Look, if you're doing a career like ours, it's so easy to get completely all consumed by it, especially if you're like on tour, or you're trying to get that job and you're trying to do this. Like, it's very difficult to be able to kind of step out of it and try and find other things.
Yeah,
because the job becomes your life, and because it's your passion, it doubly becomes your life. But I think I have found happiness in small things. So I like to try and find little things that make me happy, even if that's just music or exercise, or it's finding those things that are nothing to do with performing that keep you sane.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be this huge grandiose passion. You don't have to be a performer and be a scientist as well, just in case, or because then you end up setting these unrealistic expectations for yourself.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to find happiness in smaller things, and to kind of, I don't know, am I making sense?
Yeah, completely. Like, especially in this time. I mean, my sister-in-law, I think, is watching now, is like got unbelievable at baking and making these incredible cakes, like you just wouldn't believe. And there's nothing to do with her career choice or whatever, but she's found a real passion about it and she finds it really therapeutic. So she's been doing that. And I just think that's so good, to keep yourself busy and have something that isn't just your job that makes you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so important to not be defined by your job. And it's really difficult because, when you meet new people, it can be in any walk of life. You can meet new people and, some of the first things they say to you, when they make it, with small talk, which I hate small talk. But like, they will say, like, oh, what's your name? And then there's like, it's normally the second question they ask, what do you do?
Yeah.
And do you know what? Don't matter. It doesn't matter. There's so much more to you than your career. And there's so much more to you than just, even if it is your passion, even if you do love it like I do and like you do. And there are people that absolutely hate their jobs.
Yeah.
And for someone to have that as the second most defining point of view must be awful if you hate your job.
Yeah.
And I think, maybe we need to start asking different questions.
Yeah.
When we meet new people, like, what's your name? I don't know, like, I can't even think of one now because I'm stressed. But like, I think it's,
what are your interests? What are your hobbies?
Yeah. What do you like to do? Like, in an evening, what is your favorite thing to do?
Yeah.
I think it's so that is my main thing, is trying to find things that make you happy, however big, however small, outside of your career, so that you are not defined by your career.
Yeah.
Because we are well-rounded, functioning human beings that work because of a society that deems we must.
Yeah. Very well put. Very good. I like it.
Thank you.
All right. Fine. What? I didn't even know what time we're on. Do you have a watch on? What time is it?
I do. Yeah. 23 past.
Beautiful. All right. Okay. So my last question is, what are you looking forward to doing once the whole lockdown pandemic is all over?
There's so much, but it's the big things, isn't it? It's seeing your friends, like being with your friends. I'm gonna cuddle my boyfriend so hard. I can't wait. Like it's those things, and going back to work and doing things that you love and things that we've taken for granted. Even like going for a coffee.
I know.
I just want to go for a coffee.
I cannot wait. Do you know what? I actually had a virtual coffee with a very good friend of mine the other day, and it was so cute. We got up in the morning and made coffee and sat, and we're like, this is our virtual.
I love
it. We normally would go meet and have a coffee in London or whatever.
Exactly. I've done that with a few of my pals, and we'll just sit and just have a natter, and I love it so much. But it's like that thing of going sitting in a coffee shop that's does really nice coffee that you don't have to make yourself, and you can sit in a comfy chair and just chat crap with people. Like, it's those things that I'm really excited to do, for sure.
Amazing. Well, Jen, I just want to acknowledge you because, you know, obviously you're a lovely friend of mine. We've been through a lot in the last year and a bit together, and I really appreciate you, and you're so supportive and so lovely, and just the way you carry yourself and articulate yourself is just beautiful, and I'm really grateful for you coming on today, and I love you so much.
You make me cry. Damn, I'm really glad that you asked me. Like, I'm so glad, and I'm glad that people have come to say hi and, you know, continue the support. I hope, you know, I'm going to keep supporting you, and hopefully other people will too, because you're a brilliant person, and I miss you.
I miss you too. Oh. Okay, well, don't go anywhere because Shaka is now going to join in. I don't know how this works.
So she'll request. So if you go, there's a little button at the bottom of your screen that will say requests. Like, so it'll have like a number on it. So once I go, it's like a little, yeah. So Shaka will be in there.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well, thank you again. I love you so much. Mwah.
Love you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, and here comes Shekinah. Waiting for Shaka sings.
Oh,
yay! I'm so thrilled that it worked. I've been so nervous that it wasn't going to work.
Maybe you're fine. Look at this. Communication, telecommunications, and all that business. We good.
We know what we're doing.
Oh, you're right, my love.
Yes. How are you and your beautiful braids?
Oh, darling. We're good. We're good. I'm very tempted to switch them to green and orange. That's kind of my next on my list.
Yeah, but yellow's your colour, babe.
I know, but you know, sometimes we've got to mix it up a little bit.
Mix it up.
Just a little bit.
Well, you're still managing to look fabulous during lockdown.
That's the plan. Hello,
everybody. How are you? What's the weather like there? We were just talking about how windy it is where we are.
Yeah, you know what? Leicester's not too bad. Yesterday I did see the trees like moving in the wind. It was a bit mad, but it's very weird. Outside my window, like one side's quite dark and then the other side's quite light. So we're in for a bit of everything over here. If I'm honest.
It's not what I want to do. No. Oh, well, thank you for joining. It's so lovely to see your gorgeous face. Obviously, we did a FaceTime like quite recently, didn't we? A couple of weeks ago when lockdown first started, really, didn't it?
Yes. So, I feel like that was quite a while. It's been a minute, isn't it, babe? It's been a hot minute. But
I know that first one that we did, like I think that was like the first week of lockdown, thinking, oh, it won't be long, and here we are in week 6, 7. I don't even know anymore.
I feel like they've all just merged into one, but here we are. We keep going, don't we?
We keep going. So, on that note, how have you stayed positive during lockdown?
Oh, it's been a ride, babe. You know, complete honesty, like it's been a ride. When it first started, I was literally just like, okay. So like going from being on tour with everyone to like all of a sudden just being in my own family home, it's very different. The energies are different, the personalities are different. So it's like a change of environment. And then it's probably when I first started my 30-day song challenge, then it started from there really, that everything started to kind of like settle in, get myself into some sort of routine. I say routine. And you know, just kind of clinging, but finding and kind of clutching onto the things that I enjoy doing and I haven't had the time to do. So yeah, and I've reignited my love for Pilates, babe. I mean, I'm having a great time.
Fab. Yeah, me and Jen were just talking about this, about like how kind of working out and just a fitness regime just is such a game changer for the whole lockdown situation.
Absolutely. Like, you know, I kind of got into this thing of kind of like watching everyone like doing their workouts and everyone's sweating like hoops and barns. And then I was like, hold on. Number one, sweating is not for everyone. And number two, I was like, okay, what else can I do that is still going to make me work out, but then I don't feel like I'm trying to keep up with society.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, doing yoga. I do love a bit of yoga, but then got my Pilates ring in. Round of applause.
Yeah.
Pilates is back. Doing it with my band, my little weight ball. I'm good, babes.
Brilliant. I love that you're doing your sing. I mean, it's just staying creative in this time is just so important, isn't it? Because I mean, we would normally be on stage every night, so
well, this is the
have
thing.
some sort of creative outlet is just so important, isn't it?
It's literally just dipping my hand into any jar that I can, in terms of like, if it's, you know, singing some random song that I've never sung before, or singing something that's a completely different like genre, to, you know, if it's sticking my hand in some paint and painting a wall, and, you know, creating the space that I actually do want to create. It's literally just that, really, and kind of creating this vision for myself, whilst I can. And I've been given the means that I can, you know, finding that silver lining in every dark cloud.
Yeah, you're amazing at that, and you're always amazing at that, which is why I love you, because you manage to always just keep positive and be that positivity for everybody else. Sure, that is the case on Six, and it was definitely the case in American Idiot. You were just always that positive energy that everyone needed.
So even with my 2 busted ankles, yeah. Are we still out there dancing?
Those ankles, how are they these days? How are they in Six? Do your ankles hold up?
Oh, babes, they're holding up better than ever, if I'm honest. You know, came into Six with some new knowledge, some exercises from the pops, and we just kept going.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know. I'm very, very pleased. Oh, babe. All right. Okay. So, what challenges have you faced in the last year, and how have you overcome those challenges?
I think one of mine has definitely been like my outlook on, in terms of body positivity.
Yeah.
That's definitely been one. And I think the second has also been understanding that everyone's got their different perspectives of perfection. Yeah. And it's taken me until probably the latter half of the start of this year to realize that for myself, I am perfect. I don't need to be perfect for anyone else.
Love hearing that.
So it's definitely been a ride. And, you know, some people like to come feel like I've had things that have been like clutched onto my shoulders from when I was like back in school. Yeah. And over not over just these weeks, but from the start of the year, even from American Idiot, because I think on American Idiot, and I've said it to you before, like I was so at home in who I was as a person, and I was like, this is just me, and the people that I was surrounded by as well. So we all kind of, I feel like there was a certain sense of elevation, personal elevation. Yeah. And so to like get past all those points, you know, we had like the girl. I can't even lie. I'm gonna pretty much reiterate what Jen said. The girls in American Idiot are boss. Like I called them my quidiots, innit? My queens and their idiots at the same time. We're brilliant. And you know, I went into it going, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm the biggest girl here. And then obviously I was on the study what's her name, and I was just like, I'm a bigger what's her name to this. Can I still look sexy on stage? Can I still exude that sort of thing that they want what's her name to look like? Yes, I could, Jar.
Yes, you could. Oh my god, yes, you could. Oh, like so sexy and beautiful, and everything about you.
It was all about just embracing, and once you start embracing, start loving it at the same time. And yeah, I'm like in this part now. Like I sent a message to a friend this morning. I was like, I'm feeling myself. And I love it when I get those days. And you know, I was like making random videos and in the bathroom, just dancing around. I was just like, I could post this, you know, but who knows, may or may not. But instead of it being, oh, do I look like this in the video? This is why I'm not going to post it. I was just like, I feel like I'm shaking my bum a bit too much. Let's not do that. Let's not put that out there. So
it's amazing, isn't it? Because you spend all this time on social media, and you do, and it is just a natural thing to do, and all human beings is to compare yourselves. Yeah. But everybody, absolutely, I don't know anyone who doesn't adore you inside and out just completely for who you are. And so you've shown that you don't have to be a certain way to get the amount of love and appreciation that you get.
Not at all. And you know what? One thing that I think it was probably at the start of this year, and someone sent a message to one of the other queens, and they was like, oh, don't be upset by anything that you read online. And you know, the first thing what you want to do is you want to go and read it, because you want to understand what people are saying about you. Yeah. And when I had that thought of, okay, I'm going to go look, I was like, actually, let me just not for a second. If I'm going to approach it, I need to approach it in a different mindset, rather than, oh my gosh, is this what they're saying about me? I need to go, okay, where do you like think, number one, you have the right to say things that you are. And number two, are you correct? Are you educated in your opinion?
Yeah.
And when I did eventually see it, sort of like people have started to put me in the plus size side of queens. And I was just like, number one, it really isn't a big thing. Like, I'm really not bothered. But at first, my mind went, what? What? Me? Well, I'm only size 10, I'm only size 12. And I was like, Shekinah, shut up. Like, you off, like, own yourself. Like, nobody has to put no label on you. Own yourself. That's it. And that's kind of like where I am today. So I'm out here like, hey guys, how you doing? I had a great time. Oh Lord.
Well, I think you're absolutely beautiful, and I think everybody watching this will totally agree. And also, can I just say that Shekinah has the best skin in anybody I've ever met in my whole entire life. And I've just been thinking it the whole time you've been talking as well. I've never known skin like it. I'm so jealous of her skin.
It's all right. I'll send you some tips. Just tell me what you need.
Yeah.
With my new find
you've got this whole new business venture anyway, haven't you? So
I do. Yes, I do.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I love it. I'm loving it. Like, you already saw like what my kit was before 6. My 6 is, I feel like it's grown.
Yeah.
Like it was shared between my two suitcases, my rucksack. I was just like, we got back and I was like emptying all my stuff. I was like, oh, there's stuff in this bag. Oh, there's stuff. Oh Lord. So like, took a thing out, redecorated my room so I've got somewhere to put everything. Brilliant. But I'm loving it. You know, it's number one, doing something that I have a passion for, understanding the skin, and you know, people have this thing of wanting to glow from the inside, which is, you know, that is what we always want to do. But 100%. A lot of people look at the outside first before they want to then look inside. So if I can help anyone by going, you know, I've got this acne problem and what do I do? Right, so you want to use this kind of acid, you want to use this kind of foundation, you want to use da-da-da-da-da. If that's going to help you progress to another level of helping you to look inside, then I'm here for it.
Brilliant.
And I know a lot of people go, what, Shaka skincare, blah, blah, blah. I really don't care what other people think, if I'm honest. I'm here to share the information that I'm learning and help other people, and that's it.
Exactly. I mean, I think that as well, like, as much as we're talking about the, you know, aesthetics, skin, having bad skin, which I've definitely experienced, can be the most crippling thing for positivity and for confidence.
Yeah.
So it is a massive thing, and it really, if you can help people feel more confident on the outside, therefore on the inside, amazing.
That's literally it. That is why I do what I do, and I've invested in that in myself. Like, I'm trying different brands and stuff, and I'm loving it.
Oh, I love you. Okay, so what would you say are the 3 biggest steps that have got you to where you are today? Confident, loving yourself, a queen in 6. You know, what, all these brilliant friends around you and stuff, what were the 3 steps you've taken to get to where you are now?
Okay, I think my first one is definitely my silver lining thing. Like, I try, sometimes it's hard, but even if you have bad moments, let them be moments. Don't let them be your day.
Yes.
Love that. I'm definitely, that's kind of been one of my things. Like, I could be like, oh my gosh, it's even like if you're like doing a show and you're like, oh, sang a bum note. The moment's gone. You can't go back and redo it. This ain't TV, B. Like, just keep going and enjoy it. That's it. Like, that's number 1. Number 2 would definitely be, I call it Shaka's 3 A's: acknowledge, accept, and advance. So I've learned to
love that.
Acknowledge situations for what they are, accept and understand why they are the way they are, and then find ways from that then to advance forward and move on.
Oh, so I absolutely love that. That is a bit of me. That I love it. That is
Shaka's 3 A's right there, guys. And I think the 3rd has been learning to trust myself.
Yeah. And
trust my capabilities. And I had a phone conversation with Jen actually the other day, and I just feel like I can't talk to people. Like, I feel like I don't know how to conversate, and these are then other things that are kind of like from the past, and then kind of were coming forward.
Yeah.
You know, we all have the meh days.
Yeah.
And she was like, babe, what are you talking about? Like, and she just helped me to remind myself, just trust who you are already. Yeah. Stop trying to fit into other boxes. Trust yourself. Trust who you are, and trust where you're going.
Amazing. I love that. I absolutely love that. Oh, it's so good. And yeah, you're right. Like, especially in times like this, we are going to have those days. And it's just about, like you said, making it a moment and not a whole day or a whole week or a whole year if you're not careful. It's kind of knowing how you can snap yourself out of it and know that it's kind of conditioning from your past rather than present who you are now. You know, so that's a massive thing. That who's your biggest inspiration?
I love this question. So I could literally go on for days, but I'm going to try not to. So number one would be my mom. My mom is amazing. She is like top queen for me. Like the way she reminds me of my worth when I feel like I'm dropping, or if I feel like my crown is slipping, my mom is always there to be like, remember who you are, remember who you came from, remember. So that's number one. My dad also. My dad is strong, and I love him for it. So I get some of my strength definitely comes from my pops, who's over there, so you can probably hear me. Hey, pops. And then the girls that I've worked with, I have worked with a wide range of women, you know, from different places, from different upbringings, and I just feel like there's been a sense of learning and understanding. So that as well, but also my ex's mum, because she's never stopped supporting me, and she's an amazing woman. Like, I can't even tip my hat to enough. Louise is incredible. So
Women supporting women.
Ain't it just?
So important. How have you found happiness outside of your job, outside of your career? So, you know, when you're not working, when you are working, what keeps you on an even keel?
Learning how to enjoy being by myself, which is really weird. It's a weird one. I feel like a lot of people have the tendency to go, oh, I'm bored. And if you're just by yourself and you're saying you're bored, then you're bored in your own space. You're bored in your own self. So why? And I think a way for me to get past that is, you know, sometimes you could just be reading a book. You could be learning something online. You could be watching something that is going to advance you forward. But all of that is still by yourself. Yeah. And there has to be something within you that goes, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I'm here. I can be settled in what I'm doing, and I can find happiness in that. And even if it's just like, you know, like for me, example, like if I'm like, okay, I want to make sure I'm up and out of my bed and I'm ready, I've had a shower by midday. If after midday I'm going to be really annoyed with myself, so just do it.
Yeah.
That's on me. That ain't on no one else. That's on me.
Yeah.
And it's just those little things that I'm like, okay, that's happiness comes in, you know, it flows in and out. But you know what? If you can get it some sort of like nice level maintenance across the way, then that's fine. If you have a little blip, it's fine, because you've got maintenance there. You've got things that back it up. You can be happy within yourself and find a way to move forward. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that whole thing of like, if you don't enjoy your own company, then how is anybody else expected to? You know, like, it's so important to be able to have that space on your own and feel content, because then otherwise, how are you going to feel comfortable in a group scenario or with a loved one, or, you know? So I think that's a really, really, really good one.
Absolutely. And I think also, I guess there's a sense of happiness that comes from when I see my friends doing what they are doing. Like when you started posting and you started this new page, I was like, that's my sister right there. I was like, this is my girl. And she's coming out, sharing herself, doing, guys, literally share this account through and through, because this girl is an amazing, I can't speak highly of her enough. I like, you know, I've got other friends. I've reconnected with friends that I've not spoken to since college.
Same.
And, you know, they're all doing amazing things. And I'm like, wow. And, you know, I was watching something the other day and it goes, oh, is the industry so saturated, whether it be in like as an influencer or whatever you want to look at it as. And people are like, no, it's not. I'm like, it really isn't, because people bring their own thing to their own thing. Exactly. So you really have to just embrace, and if you see something that you connect with it and stick with it and support it.
Yeah.
And that brings me so much joy. I can literally just sit, and it sounds weird because people go, oh, scrolling through Instagram. If I can scroll through Instagram and I can see like my boy Chris is owning his business, Sherelle is out there doing her thing with her business, you're doing your thing, Hayley's doing her thing, Aaliyah's out there doing her thing, and I'm like, what? Yeah, so it's just that I'm just ready to embrace everyone's comeuppance and watch everyone doing their thing, as well as enjoying what I'm doing as well.
Well, I think that's testament to you as well, because I think a really secure, happy, confident person is ready to support other people and cheer other people on. You know, and I think that's just an amazing quality you have, and it's something that I've always just found so inspirational about you, because you really, you no point, if someone else is doing something really well, at no point do you feel like it's devaluing you. You're just there to kind of, you know, and I think that's a massive, massive thing. And I love you. I think you're amazing. I really do. I think every time I speak to you, you put a smile on my face, and everybody else, you're just an absolute ray of sunshine. You really are. Especially when you're wearing yellow. And yeah, I just want to thank you for being such a lovely friend, so supportive, and just kind of spreading that positivity to other people, because like you say, it's, you know, women supporting women, women supporting men, men supporting women. If we can support each other, especially in a time like this, it's just, it'll make the world of difference to everybody's kind of mental well-being.
Absolutely, because there's so many people out there who want to try new things, and you know, they feel like the support's not there. Guys, if you see something out there, support it. That's all I can say. Like, support it, because you never know, number one, what you're going to learn from it. And you know, we keep learning even to this point. Like, people go, "Oh, Shekinah, you're grown." I'm like, so I'm grown, and what? I've still got some nice years in my head, space in my head to learn some more things and understand new things. So
always
soak it up, folks. Soak it up.
And okay, last question for you. What are you excited to do when the lockdown's over and everything's hopefully back to normal?
Girl, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to eat. The way I am going to a restaurant, I am literally, I don't mind. I don't business. I do not business. I am going to a restaurant. I'm gonna be like, yo, my waiter, my G, boss man, please bring me the menu. Bring me the menu. I don't business. And you know what? If it's with friends, even better. But I literally like, the way I'm taking my 2 foot that God bless me with to the restaurant, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Oh man, oh, you kill me. To be fair though, there is no better feeling, is there, when you sat and you see your meal coming to the table.
Yo,
and you're like, oh,
you know how upset I get if we've been there for a good little time and I'm seeing plates go by. So I'm ready. I don't care if I'm the first one there or the 100th one there. I'm gonna be like, yo, 100 check, that's me, bring it, come. Jeez.
Oh man, right, well that's it then. We're going for dinner when this is all over.
Sounds like a plan, babe. I'm so ready to reconnect with everyone and see people face to face.
Oh, I know.
With chicken wings in front of me.
Well, look, I'll let you get back to all your fabulous lockdown life.
Doing what I do.
Yeah,
I tell you, I've got some videos to edit. I'm gonna do me Pilates. I've got this random app on my phone. I'm really excited about it. It's like interactive, do squats and stuff. It's great.
Great. Yeah, you're always keeping busy and I love it. But thank you again. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem, baby girl.
Thank you to Jen, who was on earlier. This is the nicest time.
I love you so much. Have the best time.
Right. Mwah. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for watching and tuning in. Thanks, guys. Oh, look at all these messages. Really appreciate it, guys. Oh, Gia. Sharon. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. That was our first week of Motivational Mondays. Next week, we'll be having Scott Page on and Paul Bradshaw, which I'll be posting about. Question? Is that a question? Oh, I don't know what's going on there. So yeah, thank you so much. Next week, yeah, there'll be Scott Page and Paul Bradshaw, and we'll be discussing similar sort of things. Thank you so much for joining, and have a lovely rest of the week. Bye, guys.